how to avoid analysis by paralysis. So from my experience, it is sometimes very hard to take action on the information and knowledge that you have acquired and actually put it into practice, actually start generating dividends, start generating return on your knowledge, on your skills. And that analysis by paralysis is what we'll be talking about in this video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Luc Nicolas Vellecritien, and my goal is to help as many aspiring entrepreneurs find their purpose and build a business around it. So I hope you found or you will find great value in the videos that I post on YouTube. If you do, and if you will like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe, leave behind a comment and a like, and let's get started. So, analysis by doing and by learning is a hugely valuable activity to do. So, analysis and analyzing every activity we do on its return, on the not only on the return, but actually on what it helps us become. That is a huge valuable activity. I completely agree with that notion. But there is a huge caveat. There's a huge risk at play, and that is that we get stuck, we get paralyzed by overanalyzing, overthinking, overcalculating our return on investment or our expected benefit from doing the activities. So that they call it paralysis by analysis, basically getting stuck because you have so many thoughts in your head, you have so many ideas, so many directions you want to be heading towards. You want to go left, you want to go right. And then in combination with the well-known shiny object syndrome is when you see something that appeals to you more than what you're currently doing, decide to shift activities, you decide to change up what you're doing. And that is because you are not actually focused enough, dedicated in the activities that you're currently doing, that you think that perhaps you should change up activity. And shiny object syndrome and analysis, the paralysis by analysis, are very much related. And I can show you why they are related. So imagine you finding a topic which you believe is something that you want to be doing for at least a big part of your life. And that is, for example, helping a specific group of people overcome a specific problem. Or you want to be serving a specific, let's say you want to be helping men that are working a corporate job, helping them to relieve stress, reduce stress in working long hours. So imagine that you being your purpose. In overthinking on how you can get started, on how you can actually start a business around providing that service and help to others, you start thinking and getting fixed in the smallest, tiniest details. And that's an example of how your mind basically says, what am I to do next? What is my next step? And so you get stuck, you get paralyzed by overthinking other possibilities. And because you're overthinking other possibilities, what your mind does, your mind, as you know, is programmed to find escape routes. Your mind is programmed to think survival because that is the way we are as humans. So as soon as it doesn't find a relative easy way, easy road to for example, build that business around being able to help men reduce stress, your mind starts to look for alternatives. So what happens, I've personally experienced that myself too, is that you watch a video on YouTube perhaps, or read a blog, and you see someone that is successful, that is making quite a lot of money, and the topic interests you. So you start reading more about it, and slowly but surely you are falling in the shiny object syndrome, where you are thinking about changing up what you're doing. Why? Because there's another possibility that has a greater probability of achieving a result. So what you then do is you decide to change up direction, and as a consequence, you move towards another object, hence the shiny object syndrome. But when you realize that you are in that phase, that you are over analyzing, you're over consuming information that is actually necessary to take a first step and move forward, that's when you should stop yourself and look at yourself and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, or rather ask yourself, do I need to be gathering more information? Do I need to be gathering more knowledge and expertise to move forward with what it is that I want to be achieving? So in the case of example, helping men reduce stress whilst working long hours, the question is, do you have enough skill sets in order to get started? And the trick is that the analysis paralysis is also much related to thinking less of yourself, thinking that you are not skilled or experienced enough to be able to be helping other people. But that is a huge showstopper. It's a huge blockage in your mind, not in your mind, but also physically, because it will actually physically stop you from taking any actions, from perhaps setting up that business that you desire to set up, to call the people you need to call, to post the content that you need to post. So that is a huge showstopper. So the shiny object syndrome in combination with paralysis by analysis is a bad and deadly combination. So my advice would always be to take the time. I like to do weekly thinking sessions where I basically shut myself off from everything that's on the internet, shut off my phone, and write for 30 minutes all of the thoughts that spin and swirl around in my mind to get clarity on what the direction is that I want to be facing. And if I'm suffering from paralysis by analysis, by overthinking, overanalyzing instead of just doing. And my personal formula for combating overanalysis, overthinking, is to find a healthy balance between actually actions, by actually doing, and by consuming, gathering information. And that is around, well, I guess 70-30%. So 30% information gathering and knowledge, and 70% doing. Well, that's my personal approach. You could have a totally different balance. So you could have like 50-50%, 50% reading books, reading articles, studying theory, and then 50% action, practice. Depends on your situation, depends on how you are as a person. But for me, I love to do and to be actively working. I find that entices and motivates me much strongly, more strongly, by just doing and by actually getting the work done. So those were my thoughts about the overanalyzing, overthinking, and how it actually can block you, stop you from taking actions, and how that in combination with the shiny object syndrome are a deadly combination, and how you should be combating that daily in your daily or in your weekly thinking sessions. So that's it for today. I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, then please don't forget to subscribe, leave behind a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.